Okay, another, so I could easily start this video again. Another simple video. Simple for some, but good information for others because they're looking for the basic information as well. If you use your Prado four-wheel driving, the middle of the vehicle, right? Look, you can see kind of like where the hoist is. There you go. See where the hoist ram is, right in the middle there? Between the two yellow bits, that's the middle of the car. Roughly, that's the balance point we put on the hoist. What's in the middle area? Right about here, where I can tell you it's not quite here because these don't get hit very rarely, more on Hiluxes because they're a longer wheelbase. So lots of information just gets in the way of the information that I was going to give you. But look, on Prados, these rarely get touched. What gets touched up is the front of the fuel tank here, right? This one's good. Being careful with it so far, right? This one's good. No damage, but every now and then you're going to see damage on there, or it could be further back here. That's why it's important to have a good lift, particularly at the back, to get these tanks, both your rear tank and this tank, up away from damage. But what happens every now and then, you might see some damage, and inside of there, that is a plastic tank, okay? That's plastic, that one there, right? So you don't want this metal bent in and a nice sharp bit of, it's only like, what is it, about 2 mil or something, bent in, pushing against the plastic tank. It might just eventually rub through. So after a trip where you've done some nasty driving or something, you might want to just remove it, bash out those dents and refit it. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to remove that, right? There's 6 bolts. Okay, there's one, right? So down this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end of that strap, 4 across the other side, the strap at the right, and that in, fired up at the top, 5 up the top there, near that fuel filter, right, and 6, this one's the one, it's a little bit fiddly to get to, because look, it's kind of hiding behind the tail shaft. There's the strap, right, where is it? So it's up here, right, so it's up here, not that hard, it's just hiding behind the tail shaft. So 6 bolts, we're going to whip this one off, but it's simple as that to get it off. If they're bent out of shape, they can be fiddly to get off, and worse, obviously, getting back on again. So just be aware, if you do take it off to rework it, it might be a bit fiddly to get it back on again, depending how good or bad job you do. Let's get it off, see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to use a universal tool to try and make it quicker for the video, right? Universal tool, you like that? Long extension, because look, that gets in here. I don't know if these are going to be too tight for this tool. Like I said, it only does about, how many Newton meters does it do, right? Oh, about 40, I think, going from memory, years ago. Too tight, right? So that didn't work out anyway. Had a suspicion that may happen. So I'll have to grab the trusty ratchet to crack it loose. What I could have done is just crack them all loose, but obviously not that hard to do. I'll just do the one at the back, the one that is up above the diff as well, so that when we get to it with the, I should probably just do them all, but let's not, because that wouldn't be fun, would it? Removing the fuel tank guard, I think I'll call this video. So, right. Okay, that's zipped off. Right, there it is there. It's just a 12 mil. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Put that there, and just reposition so you can see the rear one as well, because I'm not sure if you can. Where is that rear one? Where is it? Where is it? Picture. Where are we? Needs to go that way a bit, maybe. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so this one, let's try and alright, there it is. Let's go around the other side now. Right about there. I think we learned our lesson that the impact rod, that little impact unit, is not strong enough to get these undone. So I'm just going to quickly go over them by hand. I did the rear one, the third last, the second last, and oh yeah, quite tight. Okay, cracked all those loose. Probably I reckon they must be done up to about 40 Newton meters, but again, I wouldn't have a clue what that torque setting is. You're not going to see me do the rear one. We're going to zip the rear one out first. That's what and here you can see. It's good if you've got a helper soon to hold this fuel tank guard, because what's holding it, right? This is where it's going to get untidy with me taking the last bolts out and then trying to catch it. Okay, so let's just see how that goes, eh? Try and get you out the way a bit. Okay, so we'll put those bolts, put that up on the side step. I'll take the front one next. Second one from the front. So it's hanging from one bolt. It's not that heavy though. But be aware when you take this bolt out, that's your last one. So what you really need now is your helper. In my case, gently put the impact driver down and off she comes. Right, there it is. I'll go put that down. There we go. Hope that didn't sound too bad. I lowered it to the ground. I think I dropped it about the last 4 inches, so it just went boom. But there she is, mate. All good. Let's have a look at this plastic fuel tank. Let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Okay. Let's have a look at it, right? Right. Pretty solid plastic, you know, it's not thin. Should we drill a hole through it and see how thick it is and then plug it up? No, we won't do that. See, they rub in places as well. That's the other thing to take into account. If you've damaged it, it can rub even more than usual. And I've actually got this theory of keeping an eye on them. This is the other point while we take it apart, keep an eye on it. What you could do, you could place some thin 2mm rubber in all the positions that you notice where they rub. This one's not too bad yet, but on the older cars, if you've got an old 120 or something that you want to keep, when you do this, you might want to have a bit of rubber from Bunnings handy, and you could put a whole mat through the whole tray, you know, cover the whole sort of area all the way through, or you could just stick some strips with a bit of contact adhesive even to the tank just to give it a bit extra. They're pretty solid. That's where your sender unit, where your fuel pickup is, in that area there inside the tank. You don't know what I'm talking about? All right, let's go over and have a look at one on the bench. I'll show you what I mean. Hang on, come over here. Mess over here. There we go. That's this unit, right? That sits in your tank. Bada bing. That's full of fuel. That's for your sender unit. Bada bing. Right. And the pump's all in there and it's all full of fuel. Basically the fuel, see the hole there? Right. That's where the fuel. So then I suppose when you load and you go around a corner, it kind of stays in there, but that's where the fuel gets picked up from in that unit. This is the main assembly in your fuel tank, which if you have that fuel transfer problem, you may end up replacing that. But like I've said before in other videos, don't just jump in and do things. Watch all the videos, get all the information, and there's more coming. Let's get back to getting that fuel guard back on. Okay, so before the end of this video, I'm going to show you inside a couple of guards. Well, I'll show you inside the guard, one guard at least, just to show you it has rubbed the paint through as well. So I don't think it's a big issue, but just to be aware of, once the vehicle gets much older, it could be an issue, but I still doubt it. You've just really got to avoid that damage, and if you damage it, do these sorts of repairs. So I'm going to show you on your own how awkward or how not awkward it is. Always have a few bolts ready in case you drop one, because you need to get at least one in to hold it all up there while you can grab some more bolts, right? So I'll grab the guard and bring it over, and let's see what we can do. So I've got this with a bolt in one hand, that's my right hand. My left hand's got the guard, so it's not that heavy. That's how lightweight it is. I'm not saying it's going to be fiddly or not or whatever. Bang it around a bit, whatever. It's a one-hand job, so I'm trying to get one of the bolts started over this side here, which I have got started about 1 or 2 turns, but I'm just going to hold it up there and get it in a few more. Alright, I can relax a little bit now. It's not going to go anywhere with a bolt in there. It'd be funny in the video actually if the bolt wasn't in properly and it fell, wouldn't it? Anyway, so up we go again. Now I'm going to put this back one at this, here, the back wheel here. Try and get that one in. always, like I've said before, get things started by hand. Okay, that one's in, no dramas. Let's grab another one, the one up the front. Right, which you probably can't really see exactly what's going on, but let's just go like that a little bit. There you go. Doesn't really matter too much, you know what I'm doing. I showed you where the bolts are. I'll get any locators in the correct holes. There's these little locating tabs. So that one's started as well at the front. Right. It's tempting to want to get the zip, zip, zip and zip it up, but we haven't got the other bolts started yet, right? And we said always get them all started first. Let's go back around this side again and see if we can see what's going on from around here. If lucky, you might be able to see something going on there. Yeah, actually you can see. Can you see the bolt hole? Let's have a look myself. Oh yeah, you can see the bolt hole just above the tail shaft. See up there? So I've got to get it up there. Let's zoom in. Where is it? Over there. Oh, can't adjust that anymore. Out of adjustment. Back a bit and zoom in a bit. Something like that anyway. We'll go and grab another bolt. Always remember getting it started by hand. So you should be able to lift that side of the guard up. Hopefully it'll go. This is what I'm talking about, right? Needs a fair push to get that up there. So two people would be handy, or a trolley jack with a bit of wood to push it up. And I'm right-handed, so I need to sort of get over this side. I'm going to try not to get in the way of things, but I need to get over here to push it up and get it started. Let's see what happens. Can be quite fiddly by the feel of it when they're, as I said, when they're out of shape. Alright, that's well and truly started. Whew. Took a fair bit of pressure to make it happen too. There's that fuel filter, eh? Let's see about this one up the back here. Alright. You can see it, yeah. One more bolt, I'll go grab it. Hopefully this one will be easy. But these bolts, on the later models at least, well, some of them, they're all a bit different, but the later ones, some bolts on these vehicles where the thread's going to be dirty and have mud and that in it. So that one, I didn't like the feel of that. It started, but then it went tight sooner than I'd like, so I want a bit more. Yeah, that's it. I'm happy now. I think I'm happy. Always wear safety goggles to stop dirt and debris falling in your eyes, like what just happened to me. I'm just going to zip up this other one over here as well. I think I just ate some dirt too. Right, let's get over here. The 4 bolts along this side here. Right. Yeah, a little bit of dirt in the eye, a little bit of dirt in the mouth. So make sure you're wearing safety goggles, otherwise you'll be off to the eye specialist to get your eye cleaned out. Look at all that dirt falling out, so it's just, so you just want to, generally I keep myself either, like at the moment I'm not under the vehicle, and usually if I'm under, I'll put my head under the muffler or something. Like, it's kind of, I suppose, like your veranda. You know what I mean? But anyway, there it is. This one looking good. It's been repaired and a bit of a recut. Not necessarily the same one as we took off. or the same car, but I'll show you inside another bash plate now. Let's go have a look at it. Hey guys, sorry about the wind, bit breezy today while doing this. This is the fuel tank guard. This is a fuel tank guard of a car that's done 20,000 Ks, okay? I just want to show you. So you can see that main area that was rubbing on the tank. Right, not a big deal, but maybe while it's off it's worth a bit of pressed out that way. Or like I said, a bit of 1 or 2 mil rubber. More rub marks there, just letting you know. You would have thought it's not rubbing, wouldn't you? I would have thought that. Rubbing there, and rubbing at the front there. This bash plate has not been pressed against anything, as in on the tracks. You know, it hasn't bottomed out and been pressed. It's just how they are standard. Obviously we've seen a number of these, and this is not the only one that's like this. Normally they've been pressed around a bit and need repairing, like the other one we fitted. And it has rub marks in the same area, even though they've been a bit more pressed this way in areas like that, particularly, you know, over here, a bit more pressed that way. The rub marks remain the same. That's one of the main ones there at the front. Those couple other ones there, here, there, and sometimes other places, but that's the worst of it. That's the stock standard rub marks, I suppose, if you know what I mean. Bit of info for you. There you go. Hope it was helpful and informative somewhat.